is this new Casey? Do you even go here? Who is this guy? He's exactly who I thought he was. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Pretty Lynn. This is Pretty Lynn Sovereignty. What's up, King and Queens? Of course, y'all know what to do. If you're new here, you need to be liking, you need to be subscribing, talk back to me, leave a comment, share it with a friend to either be messy or to support your girl. Look, any engagement is good to me, okay? You can leave a hate comment if you want to. I'm still going to appreciate it, all right? And then if you're a part of the True Crew, I don't even have to say anything else. Just welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. Y'all know the real if you're part of the True Crew. You know what comes with that. But anywho, enough of that. Let's get into Love Island season 8. I forgot the episode number, but I do know that it's Casa Amor episode 1. So the mess starts, and let's talk about it. So it starts off with Anaya and Casey having a chat or whatever, and pretty much Anaya's like, "Hey, look, this is what I heard. I heard that you kind of wanted to save Soul. You were the only one that wanted to save Soul, and I was just kind of confused about that." And he doubled down on it and admitted to it. It was like, "Yeah, I wanted to save her, and if I were to save her, I was going to explore her." I said, "Oh, Casey's nuts finally dropped." Now, Anaya, what are you gonna do about it? I need you to be doing something about it. When he's saying this stuff, I need the things to be clicking in your brain to be like, okay, so now I'm on my game time. Like now I'm gonna be an islander. Now I'm gonna explore like Dora. Okay, like I need you to be on that now, Anaya. Now that you know this information, what are you gonna do with this information? And then Zach and Kata are having a conversation, and pretty much Zach was just being so insecure or acting insecure about Kata and Caleb having a conversation. He was pretty much saying that, they were over there for a while having a conversation. She was like, it wasn't a while. He's like, yes, it was a while. And then like he was just like, oh, like, pretty much interrogating her, talking about oh, is she interested in him now? She's like, I mean, I didn't say I'm like, interested in him, but I do want to have more conversations with him. I do want to have more chats with him. It's like he didn't want to hear that. Then he started saying like, oh, I'm gonna pull Melanie for a chat. Why? Like that, I don't know. That tit for tat stuff in relationships is dead, in my opinion. And the only thing that this whole like beef between Kata and Zach is showing me is that Zach is literally playing the game. That man is not in his couple right now for love. For outside the villa, it's strictly for the game. He is here to win it, okay? Because if that man really wanted love, if he really wanted to find love here, he would couple up with Bryce. Point blank, period. And I will not be explaining further more than that. Okay, I rest my case there. Then camera pans over to Insincere and Casey having a conversation with Miss Roster. And they were and she was pretty much asking him, like, hey, Corbin kind of told me that you guys were like considering, voting for me to go home because, y'all were allegedly saying that I was lustful, da da da. And they were like, oh no, we were never gonna send you home. No, of course we had to bring it up because you were up there, but like we were just never gonna send you home. Y'all are liars. Y'all talked about how she was exploring around and hopping on the next thing every 5 seconds. And y'all were saying that. So don't try to lie to her now that she's in y'all face. Just be truthful. At the end of the day, do y'all not realize y'all are on national television? Y'all are being recorded. Y'all are mic'd up 24 hours a day. Do y'all forget that? I don't know. But I'm like, she's gonna see eventually that y'all were lying about that this whole time. And then after, Kata and Zach had that uncomfortable conversation, he's like, I need to go speak to Bryce. I need to speak to Bryce. I need to speak to Bryce. Why? Why? Like, why not finish the conversation with Kata? Why do you need to end the conversation with Kata and go rush to speak to Bryce? And I'm just like, ladies, y'all not notice this between Bryce and Zach? Like, how do y'all see it? Like, because it just looks crazy to us on the outside. Does it not look crazy to y'all? Like, I have so many questions for Trinity and Kata specifically. I have so many questions. Zach is such a diva. He is such a diva. And I'm tired of seeing him on my TV screen. Like, I truly am. Free my girl Kato. Like, my favorite girls in the villa are Kata and Trinity. And they just so happen to be paired up with the couple that irritates me. Like, and that makes me mad so much because it's like I want them two to win, mainly Trinity. I want Trinity to win, but I don't care for Bryce winning and I don't care for Zach winning. That's why I need my girlies to be coupled up with somebody else. I'm just praying that bombshells come in and they actually pursue them because please. And what was confusing me is Zach is so worked up about Kata and Caleb simply just having a conversation. Simply. But weren't you the main one before you and Kata got intimate? You were like, oh, what if a bombshell comes in? Would we still be able to, explore those bombshells? What if something happens? Like every chance you get, you just kept talking about some. So if a bombshell comes in and I talk to them, you won't be affected by it, right? Right? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, bruv. Like, so I'm just confused. I'm not putting down or I'm not picking up what you're putting down. See, look, I can't even talk because you're pissing me off. It just pisses me off so bad. Just be who you are. And then he also pointed out how, like, so how would you feel if I talked to Melanie, And, clearly Kate was bothered by that. And he's like, yeah, because clearly you have like a problem or issue with her, whatever. Like you wouldn't, I'm just like, Kata, there's still beef with Mel? Like, what's tea? Zach, he really be spilling the tea on everybody. Honestly, he really do be. Watch out for him. Watch out for that sister. And then Miss Roster and Corbin GPT were on the dock having a conversation of no substance, per usual. We know this already. We know this. Without physical, without touching and lusting, what do they have? Nothing. They both don't have brains. Corbin, his is operated by computer. Kenzie, hers is operated by attention. So, like, of course, they don't have no, their conversations are filled with nothing but touching and physical. Y'all notice when Trinity got into bed with Bryce during bedtime, right? Y'all noticed that she was like, oh, let me see it since you're showing it to everybody. And it low key felt like he was being hesitant on even showing it to her. And then when he showed it to her, he was like, yeah, but it's on soft though. So it's on soft for Trinity, but it was on semi for Zach. Hmm. Hmm. Look, they can fool y'all, okay? They can keep fooling y'all, but I am not fooled. I am not convinced that these are straight men. And then the next morning, what's his name? Caleb brings breakfast up to Jen, of course, because they're the only people that are not coupled up right now. And Zach was already assuming, talking about some, oh, he's probably bringing that breakfast to Kada. Why are you assuming that? Even if he was, why does that matter? If you're so confident in y'all's connection, like, why does it matter if somebody else is bringing your connection breakfast? Like, why does it matter? Mind you, just for him to wake up early and stand downstairs in the kitchen and not even get straight to work. Like literally he spent his time down there freaking watching what Caleb was making. Saw Caleb go upstairs, probably having conversation with Bryce and everybody else, watching all the other men work and not even bring Caleb breakfast. Just for her to have to come down and be like, I still don't have breakfast, but it's okay. I can make my breakfast. And he just seemed just annoyed by her. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, get your thong out of your ass. It's not that serious. It's not that deep. Like, what? Bring my girl Kata ASAP. ASAP, please. And then Trinity was just like, who is getting French fries? Who's getting French fries? Somebody was getting French fries. That was more than kissing. Whole time it was Kenzie getting French fries. Granted, I didn't know what French fries were. Me and my man had to Google it. Now I know what French fries is. Is that something of this new generation? You know, I'm auntie status now, so like I'm just like, what that mean? Like what that mean? But I know what that means now. But I'm like, am I surprised? No, it's Miss Roster and Corbin GPT. What else do they have to offer? Then you see Casey and Sincere have a conversation on the dock, and pretty much they're talking about Casey and Anaya's issues that they're having. And Casey pretty much tells Sincere, like, you know, it's like every time I try to explore somebody, she gets upset or she cries and it's becoming frustrating. This and a third. That's what we're here for. We're supposed to be exploring, yada yada. And then Sincere talks about like everything he went through with Melanie using his stupid analogies again. And pretty much Sincere is like, look, the pros with Anaya outweigh the cons, but the cons are still like pretty bad cons. And then of course the girls have a conversation. So Trinity, Anaya, and Mel, they're having a conversation, and you know, pretty much Anaya is explaining to the girls on how her conversation went with Casey about the whole soul thing. And you know, they were just, you know, gassing her up, and they were like, look, now that you know this, you know how to move whenever a new bombshell comes in. You better be exploring. I'm like, thank you. Please encourage her to do so. Like, Anaya, I need you to beat these grandma allegations so freaking hard. I need you to be on some young ho hot ish, okay? Learn from Trinity. Be on your hot girl stuff. Like, forget this. Boss up. Like, where's that confidence? Like, I need that confidence to come out. You're a beautiful girl. I need you to act like you're a beautiful girl. Please. Anywho, in the midst of that conversation, Anaya gets a text, boop, boop, and it talks about the heart rate challenge. Everybody's excited, woo, you know, screaming at the top of their lungs. Kenzie's like, I'm so excited. I've been waiting my whole life for that challenge. Oh. Like, I bet you were. I bet you were. And this heart rate challenge comes with a bit of a twist that they didn't tell everybody just yet. So, you know, the girls are excited. They're getting ready. They're screaming. They're practicing. They're doing their, they're doing their little crybaby. I can't even do it on this YouTube channel. They're doing a little crybaby dance routine, you know, and then the guys, you know, they're getting ready too. And while they're getting ready, I think was it Casey who got a text? I forgot which one of them got a text. I can't stand the men, as you can see, okay. But they got a text, and it was pretty much just like, fellas, pack your bags, get ready to leave the villa. And then another one of them got a text, and it was just like, for Casa Amor, and they're like, ooh, Casa, 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 Casa. I'm like, so you know, they pack their bags, they sneak out with their suitcases, and they head over to Casa. And first thing I asked myself once the men got to Casa was, who is this new KC? Do you even go here? Who is this guy? He's exactly who I thought he was. Anywho, the girlies in the villa, they come out, you know, looking bad as ever, of course. And they're like, oh, no hugs from the men? Okay, whatever. And then they walk, they see this big old grand old white box with the bow on the top. They're like, oh, presents. Oh my gosh, it feels like Christmas. Oh my gosh, we're so excited. Da, 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 da. I'm just like, these poor girlies, these poor girlies. You know, they're sitting there talking about something. Oh my gosh, when is it gonna open? Are the guys all in there? Oh, I don't know if they can fit in there. Oh, they can definitely fit in there. Oh my gosh, I'm ready for it to open already. Then boom, the box opens. And what is inside? A flat screen TV. What do you see on the flat screen TV, you ask? Oh, it's a live recording of the men at Casa currently. Huh. And audio is on, okay? All angles. You can see every single angle. And these men, they didn't even let the girls walk out before they got themselves in trouble. I'm like, oh, y'all are good at being bad. Y'all are so good at being bad. Y'all are horrible. Then here comes the bombshells at Casa. First girl at Casa comes out. Her name is Amora. Um, she did her little thing, but Bryce and Casey really did their big ones with her. And you're gonna notice that it's gonna be them two and somebody else doing their big one a lot of the times here. Okay. Off rip, I was like, I don't know if Corbin and Sincere were feeling her that much, but I digress. Next is Permita. Permita? I hope I said her name right. But she is the Persian girl, I believe. So beautiful girl. She comes out. Um, and Zach's like, oh, I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked, Rav. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. You are the greatest actor I know. Of course, Kata back at home watching is pissed. Mind you, all the girls are pissed. They are so pissed. They're like crashing out, like wanting to cry, everything. And I'm just like, ooh, I'm loving it. Give me more. Give me more. When I tell you, Trinity's lip was literally quivering. She was pissed, and I was eating it up. I was eating it up. I was eating it up. And I was just like, Anaya, are you crying? Like, it was some crazy stuff, okay? Mel, though, she was sad. She was quiet. She was just watching. Everybody was just like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Do we have to watch the whole thing? And Melanie's like, we need to. We need to see all of this. We need to. She was just calculating. And then Trinity was just like, I want to. I want to see all of it. I want to see. I want to see all that they do. I want to see all of it. I was just like, Lord. And then whoever is controlling Corbin's brain for the day, they decided to make him say that, oh, I'm leaving with somebody else for sure. Sorry, that shouldn't be that funny, but it's funny. And all I could think was, oh, this roster. Um, so if Corbin's gone and Caleb was gone, what's next on the roster for today? Now the third girl in Casa comes out, and her name is Jaden, and Caleb wanted her for sure. You're always gonna know when Caleb wants somebody because he makes it known in the most subtle way. Like with him, like he'll be quiet for everybody else, but he's gonna say something extra to the person that he wants. And I noticed that easily with him. He wants to like mark his territory and make sure everything is known that like, hey, I want you. Like I'm gonna say your name. I'm gonna say something to you. And then as she's proceeding, you don't believe what Zach said. This man said, "Oh, I actually think I like blondes." I just cannot. I can't with him. I can't. And then Casey, this man's face, his faces. When I tell you, he's gonna have a thick textbook of all the faces that were made memes after this villa. Like that's all that man is good for. His faces, like literally. But one thing I noticed about this girl is she wants Corbin. That's what it seems. And she handcuffed him and did her big one with him. I said, "Oh, she wants him. Better watch out, Kenzie. Another blonde is stepping through. She's trying to steal your roster." Next, another girlie named Tier walks in. And sorry, if y'all see me looking over here, I'm looking at my notes. She walks in and she comes in saying that she wants Casey. Like, I think he's fine. So I'm like, oh. One thing I noticed was that big old Bodie. She was just twerking up in everybody's lap and everybody's face. It was just jiggling. And I tell you, that thing was moving like water. thought it hit me for a second. I was just like, wow. And then one thing I noticed again, I was just like, Corbin, he did not look impressed. He does not want these black women, and he's not beating those allegations at all. But anywho, Tiara, after she was done with, getting sincere and Corbin GPT out the way, she doubled back and went to go grab Casey and wanted to give him a personal dance and did that crybaby on him. I said, oh, okay, girly. And then Anaya, her face back in the villa, she did not look too happy. And then Casey was talking about how, like, first day, I had nobody behind my door, but now I got aura. I got aura now. And then Alana walks in. I don't even remember who she is. I just put her down in my notes. I don't have anything else for her, so she probably was just basic, regular. And then Sydney walks in. She's doing her thing. And then when she started making out with Zach, Bryce was like, "Oh, I can't watch this anymore. I can't watch." Why? Why can't you watch it, Bryce? Mm. And then Casey, when he lifted Sydney up, you're doing too much now. Next thing you know, once all the ladies are done in Casa doing their thing, TV screen goes black in the villa. And the girls at the villa get a text pretty much saying, the men will be at Casa for the next few days, so don't wait up. And the girls pretty much start crashing out, going off, pissed off, just everything. Melanie's like, we need this. We need this. This is what we need. Like, okay, General Mel. Okay, girl. And then back in Casa, it's the men's turn again. And, they all go one by one. I'm going to go through this part quickly. Corbin, my only notes for you is you were quick with a black woman, but took your time with every other woman. Caleb, you did your big one. Bryce, you made me want to throw up. And I'm glad that that girl bit your lip. She's probably used to kissing people who had thicker lips than you, but I digress. Sincere, all you did was hump people. You're horny. Zach, the actor that you are, the One Direction song was so on brand for you. But again, you're an amazing actor. Casey, I'm glad that mask that you had has finally fallen off. I just hope that you remain this new character that you are, aka your true self. Then we pan over back to the villa, and the girls are still crashing out. Kenzie's just like, yeah, I would never say another word to Corbin another day in my life. Girl, all he gotta do is just kiss you or look at you, and then you're back stuck. So I'll see. I'll have to see it to believe it. I'm sorry. But Kenzie and Kata, they go closer to the edge of the wall or whatever, the border, and they start saying F you, F you, F you. So loud to the point that people at Casa or the girls at Casa can hear it. And they're like, I'm scared. I'm like, girl, don't be scared. They ain't gonna do nothing but bully you. They ain't gonna touch you though. So you'll be alright. And then Kenzie did her split that she always does. You know what? I need to start stretching because I need to be doing my splits like that too. Because that's all a girl know how to do. She know how to hunch, kiss, and split. Nothing else. But anywho, that's the end of this review. Casa Day 1. This episode was actually entertaining. I do apologize if y'all were looking for my review or recap of the last episode. It was just not it for me. And I had a lot going on and I was tired. I'm like, this episode's not even worth reviewing. But this Casa episode, 8 down. 8 down. I'm actually entertained now. And they did give us a preview of the next episode. So pretty much they are bringing in 12 new bombshell men for the ladies for their Casa experience. I'm so happy for that. I really do hope that they bring in men that actually want darker skinned women. Because it seems like for the men in the current villain now, that's not really what their type is. And I really do want Trinity, Kata, and Anaya to get a fair shot. Melanie, you're a lost cause. Kenzie, I don't really care for what you get. No offense. Or take the fence if you need to. I don't care. But pretty much that's the end of this episode. I'm excited for next episode. I hope y'all are excited too. If you're new here, again, if you made it this far and you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with a friend or two. If you're true here, you did all that already. Like, I don't even have to keep saying that to you. Whenever that part pops up, if once you hear me say, if you're new here, mute it for 5 seconds and then unmute it. Cause you know you're part of the true crew, okay? But again, y'all, I thank y'all for tuning in and watching this video. And I look forward to tomorrow's episode, and I'll see y'all there. Bye.